Life is life.
But this will not be monetized, which is also okay.
Na 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 na.
Life is life.
Na 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 na.
You're live, you know.
We all got the power.
So it looks like we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining this screen first, we were on for about 10 minutes and it was buffering, so we've gone now into a slower bit rate, so a smaller bit rate and a smaller resolution. So you're watching a 720p instead of full HD. That means it's going to be a little bit less quality on your TV, but it won't make a difference on your phone or your tablet. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And welcome to Balcony Banter. That one. Okie dokie, ladies and jelly spoons. It's Tim Down for Living with MS in Tenerife. Welcome back. I hope that this is buffering a little bit less than it was. Back with you, says Tina. Back with you, says Julie. Thanks all for swapping back over. We've got a hard stop today because Andrew's going to go live at 7 o'clock. And I don't want to dig into him. And I know you guys love watching him as well. So I don't want you to have to choose between us. So I'm going to do a bit of baking. This is Q&A with Christina and Juliane. Whilst I'm away, they will not be able to see if somebody comes in the room, so that won't happen. But you can ask in the chat, because Juliane is going to get the chats up now, I believe.
Okay, I'm just not seeing it right here.
You're not seeing it? Let's have a quick look to see if I'm on.
Okay, now I got it.
Now you got it? Yeah, it's about 30 seconds behind, I think. So,
Yes.
somebody down.
Where's the live chat? Where is it gone?
Is the new one going up?
Yeah. We're here. This is live.
Okay, it's a premiere, Tim. Oh, is it? I don't think so. I think it's live.
Because I can only see Christian Bertrand. It's comment, just one comment. I don't know if there are any more comments. Newest. Top. Newest.
I'm buffering again. Oh no, I'm not. I'm reading.
I've
got Tina. The first comment I got is Tina Rigby back with you.
Oh.
Julie Wade, you back. Ali Bennett's here. Ian the Doorman's here. Ray Duffy. Ali Bennett. It's a premiere, Tim.
Okay, I'm gonna go
It's
out.
better now.
I'm gonna go out completely and go in back again.
But it's not the same thumbnail.
I know.
Okay, got you. Good dudes. Okay, cool.
Okay,
dudes.
here we are.
As I was saying, any comments, you can ask your questions to Juliane. David Butler's got the first question. I will read that out and then I'll go on, turn the oven down. Are we over-connected? In the 1950s, my parents went on holiday with 2 devices, my mother's watch and a Kodak Brownie box camera. Now we travel with 2 Fitbits, 2 phones and 2 iPads.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God. I mean, that's a lot of baggage, isn't it?
That's a lot of baggage.
Yeah. How would you would you travel like that, Christine?
Tim probably would, but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't, but you would have certainly your phone with you.
Yeah,
Your phone.
phone and headphones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those devices have become more something of a friend and a helper, I guess.
I
as well.
can feel now when mine is broken. I'm
Yeah.
beside me. I just watch TV all afternoon.
Yeah. And normally you would listen to your audios.
Yeah, and study Spanish on the.
So it's a lot of things that you
Yeah.
actually do with your phone.
And listen to music. Because just last night I was listening to Private Investigation
Okay.
by the Dire Straits, and that was so good. So good.
So good.
And it wasn't even finished, and it jumped over to
Oh
a
no.
meditation.
And you were not
program.
ready for bedtime yet.
No.
You were in a party mood.
Yeah.
So, and then during the day, of course, while Tim is out and about, you
Yeah.
normally rely on your phone as well. A
Yeah.
lot.
And today he took it.
Yes, to
And I was
BGR.
still in bed, so I had to listen to the radio for 4 hours.
Yeah. Would you think it's difficult to go back to, like, say, old ways you are quite familiar with still? So am I guess, with a lot of things like listening to radio, or I mean, I didn't used to have the phone as a kid for just listening to music.
Yeah, if I was healthy, I could do it, I guess, but
Yeah,
not now.
not now. You rely too much on it.
Yeah.
It's a good question, David. Thank you for that. I mean, on holiday, if you think about it, taking all those devices with you, the phone. Okay, the phone sometimes saves the camera device. In my case, it does. I just use my phone for taking pictures. Quality is quite alright, and I still don't have the latest phone. It's quite ancient, actually. But yes, there's a lot of baggage we take, and we have to remember to take with us again back home, right? And never mind the chargers, I guess. The chargers, they all need to be charged and fueled, and want to be taken care of. So I guess that's even double stress.
Yeah, but the good thing is we don't travel anymore, so
No, we don't travel anymore. Well, there's a good question from Tina
Yeah.
saying, following on from the David's question, are people addicted to technology? Wherever you go and look around, everybody's on their phones.
Yeah, very good question. Well, sometimes it's good, or we can try, at least, to have a detox day. Maybe I like doing that some days when I feel yes, I'm definitely using too much, or I have spent too much time on my phone. I'm quite aware of that, that it puts me out of balance, and then to come back, I just need myself, or some time in nature, to reconnect to my own self, and to maybe also thinking without looking to on or reading anything on the phone, or listening to anything what's going on. Yeah, those are things to try.
but
So
in the old days when people were, for example, waiting for the bus or the train, they talked to each other and
exactly.
it's just
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I find I've been lately, these days and weeks, I've been up north in the island a lot, in Los Realejos, and I found people um, are quite, very kind up there, and very communicative.
As opposed to what?
Opposed to here down south sometimes. So I could sense that difference, from the north and the south.
maybe it's because in the north there are not so many British people.
No, no, I wouldn't say that. Yes,
She'll get in trouble, you know.
exactly. We are labeling. We're labeling. Putting a
No,
label
just
on.
kidding.
No, it's just what I
Yeah, but who were you talking to? The locals?
It's
Or?
no, it's what I observed, that people were interacting
with
much
each other.
With each other. That's what
Okay.
what I mean.
But were they more residents or tourists?
Residents probably more so.
And the residents here are typically a mishmash, aren't
A
they?
mishmash.
And up
yes.
there, they're real Canarian, I suppose.
Yes, but also you have all sorts, and I mean this island is made up of so many people
Mishmashes.
from mishmashes, exactly. So you cannot even tell them apart.
So getting back to the addicted to technology, and on the buses and on the trains, everybody on the phone. I used to commute to work on a bus, and all the old guys had their newspaper out. So nobody chatted on the train or the bus. Everybody was reading a newspaper. So I think that's the same type of thing as it was today. I think it's just too easy now to whip your phone out and walk along the street. Now that didn't happen. So walking along the street was a thing you did, and whipping your phone out and walking along the street with the phone, that's new. And also whipping out your phone and pushing the kid in the trolley with an iPad, that didn't happen. But basically, any type of new technology and stimulation, which is what it is, it's information stimulation, is going to be addictive. And I find that myself, that, you know, you go to the loo and you forget your phone, you're counting the tiles, you know. But yeah, it's I can actually spend a lot of time in the bathroom because I don't get disturbed there. So.
But when you notice that maybe it's you used it too much throughout the day, do you feel any different?
I feel disappointed in myself sometimes when I catch myself looking at my phone all the time, and yeah, it's I don't even think it's connection. I think it's stimulation. You have to be stimulated. I mean, I watch some rubbish on. I'll go on YouTube to see something, and then I'll click on a short, and now I've watched 15 shorts. And when I go back in the history, I don't even remember watching half of them. You know, so it's just like stimulation.
Yeah.
I reckon there's an underlying thing, you know, that's for brainwashing us all.
And but when you are aware of that and you feel maybe also different. You said that you feel disappointed. Then that's something you are definitely aware of, and you can when you notice it, just maybe look for 5 minutes straight just to the plants.
Exactly. But the plant doesn't tell me how hot it is in Abu Dhabi.
No.
It doesn't tell me, you know.
No.
What was the mistake? Did you see the mistake here? Did you see? I hate those clickbaity like things. But you're like drawn in. You're really drawn in. Tina's saying, I commute on a tram, very annoying sometimes, listen to other people's very loud voices. Surprising what you hear. I'll be home in a minute, mother, but the woman next to me is snoring. Being unconnected back 60 years ago had consequences. Once on holiday, 40 miles from home, in the early 60s, we never knew my grand aunt had died because no phone, mobile or landline. To tell you the truth, that is a tip of the iceberg. Because now you can be offended by somebody in a country you've never heard of. You know?
Yeah.
And also you can be affronted by, oh, look at this that's happening in that part of the world, when there's people on your doorstep that need your help, you know?
Exactly.
So I think that it's taken the sense of community away in certain countries. It's taken the sense of community away. I'm going to do this because my voice sounds a lot better when it's closer to the microphone. It's called what's it called?
ASMR?
No, it's called the proximity effect. There you go. So anyway, yeah, so basically the way it works is you should only be stimulated by your surroundings and concentrate on those people that you can actually see and touch. Unless, of course, you're watching Balcony Banter, where you can interact with us.
So it has shifted, like you were saying, community. This is a new kind of community as well, if you want. It's just maybe more what you personally are tuned into, right? And we are very happy that you are tuned into BB Time, by the way. So thumbs up. Yes, so it's very individual now. And it's not a bad thing. It's just becoming aware of it when it's too much.
It might be a bad thing because Vinny's just said using your phone whilst driving makes me annoyed. I mean, that is totally illegal. And I watched a thing. I can't even remember who it was. It could have even been Top Gear, but I'm not sure. But it was a long time ago, and they did a show where they gave people loads of alcohol and let them drive on a closed circuit on a skid pan basically, and to see what the reaction was like after alcohol. And they did the same test with the same people the following day, or the day before, I think it was, in fact, having to text somebody. And they were a lot more dangerous texting than they were totally drunk. Not to say that it's okay to drink and drive now, but it was bad when they were drunk, but they were worse when they were texting. And there was a very, very good or a very bad public service announcement from the North Wales Police, I think it was, where they did a very, very live texting crash with 3 girls in a car and a guy coming the other way, and they were texting, and it was a terrible thing. And never do that. So you're right to be angry, Vinny. You're right to be angry.
Yeah, consequences could.
Charlie's saying, I saw on TikTok, like 100 years' time, the average person will have a different eye lenses. Like lenses for your eyes because you're looking at a screen for too long, and back problems, and your hands curled up because you're typing, etc. In 100 years, you won't have a phone. In fact, in 20 years, you won't have a phone. The phones and the tablets will all go away, and we'll have the so-called Internet of Things. That means everything will be connected. Your bathroom mirror will be connected, your fridge, your cooker, your TV. So all your appliances will be connected to the internet.
I'm so glad that I'm gonna be dead.
But you will be reborn.
And your personal contact, you're going to have glasses or a contact lens or an implant to communicate. So it's that is the future, unfortunately. It says it in the Bible.
Mind Tim's words.
It says it in the Bible, you know, that you won't be able to buy or trade without the mark of the beast, you know, which is like the implant from Visa or something like that. Mm-hmm. And also in Revelations, it says that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse will be coming when the Euphrates dries up. And if you had a look to the Euphrates lately, I reckon the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, if the Bible is some sort of like science fiction-y type of whatever, then I reckon that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, war and pestilence, and what are the other 2? That I reckon that those, when the Euphrates dries up, old caves will be exposed to the air, and there will be a massive virus or something coming out. Because it says that this thing's going to come and sting you. So have a read of Revelations in the Christian Bible, and enjoy that. Enjoy that. And stop worrying about technology.
David Butler says there are positives in virtual communities, particularly when we looked down and otherwise isolated. Yes, lockdown. Yes,
Lockdown, yeah.
Absolutely. Yep, that's how we started it. No, and
it was
other beautiful communities as well.
It was 5th gear, says Vinny. They did that test with the things. How do I volunteer for these tests? Says Jason from Michigan. Well, we'll just get you doing the texting one, and I'll do the drink one. How's that? And then Anne-Marie says, Tina, I agree, it's annoying. Used to get on the bus at work, and an Indian lady used to have a marathon conversation in her language loudly the whole journey. Oh, my gosh. There's nothing worse than listening to somebody you don't understand, isn't it, really? Our company policy is taking or making calls whilst the car is moving is prohibited. It's actually, in lots of countries, it's actually illegal. I know it's in Spain, it's illegal to take your phone in your hand. You can't even touch it.
In Germany, they send drones out to catch people who play with their phones while driving.
Yeah? So that means you're on the phone, you're sort of saying, there's a drone next to me and I don't know what to do. And he's going, yeah, you're a drone, we're going to get you.
And then you pay a lot of money.
Oh. Oh. It's Craig. We might as well have a brain vision shoot array at your head and a screen appears. That'll probably happen. That'll probably happen. Buenas tardes, Maria Albanos.
Hola, mi niña.
Ali Bennett is saying hi. Done trucking, we've done that one. Just an out there question. Do you know where they are importing the sand from for the new beaches they are creating? There's two ways of getting sand to the island. The first way is to drag it from the just outside the seabed, just outside the beach. So if it's under the sea, that sand is more sand coloured basically, and they pull it up like that. So the shale on the beach is black, and then they pull it up, but then it's usually mixed very quickly. The other one is it actually gets imported from the Sahara.
Yeah.
So, big boats come over, boatloads of it, and it's got put on trucks in Santa Cruz, and it's transported down here. But one of the ways is getting it from just further out from the sea, when that's available. I love it when Christine laughs. I do too. It means I'm not in trouble. Should we put the lights on?
Oh, yeah.
I got to check on the bread as well.
I think so too, yeah. It's getting
It's-
quite dark
yes.
in here.
So take off all your
Not
clothes.
you again.
Yeah, now we're in winter time again.
Yeah?
Well, good. I actually like it. How do you like
Oh,
it?
I don't like it so much.
No?
I don't like the dark.
The dark. But then in the morning, you're an hour. Is it an hour earlier that you can sit outside here? And
It would be, yeah, but
and it's
I'm
brighter.
still back to my old sleeping times.
Okay.
I wanted to keep it and go to bed early, but
So you, after 1 week, you still notice a difference in that time
no,
change? No.
not at all.
I've adapted quite quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was really the last time they changed the clock. I always say that they get rid of the time changes.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually.
Yeah. Some countries don't change at all.
Especially if you have a little kid or animals,
Yeah.
they don't realize the change.
No, not so much.
So in our case, it's quite not important.
But here, here on the island, we don't notice it that much.
No,
I guess in England or the UK, Germany, other countries up further up north, it's much more noticeable. Yeah. So
it's good. Yeah.
so what are we saying here in the chat? They're chatting amongst each other. Good community. I'm way behind. Christine makes my night when she smiles and laughs.
Oh, thank you.
That was still that last comment sometimes.
Christian Bertrand is saying hi.
Halli, hello.
Christine makes me like, my night when she smiles, I did that one.
Yes.
In Britain it's illegal, that's the texting.
Mm-hmm.
Done trucking, okay, we got there. So any more questions for Chris? And don't forget the room is open. So you can come in, just got to go to timothydow.com/live. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And you're watching Balcony Banter. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Balcony Banter. This is Tim Dowd. I have just gone and looked at the 2 loaves of bread that I'm baking at the moment.
It
Oh,
smells
wow.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
It already smelled fantastic when I came in.
Uh-huh. And also I've been baking, not baking, but I've been making pizza dough because we're going to have a pizza this evening, yeah? It was your favourite.
I've requested it.
Uh-huh.
Right?
And I had a bit of a panic attack because I'd put the water on the yeast and it was obviously too hot and it killed the yeast. So I had to do the whole thing again. Luckily enough, I hadn't put it in with the flour. So I put in the cold water, a little bit of warm water, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, the yeast and sugar, and then I put the flour and salt in the bowl, and then I got it in the mixer, going for 10 minutes, rise for an hour and a half, and then now it's ready to be baked, baked as they say.
And then devoured.
And devoured. So in the meantime, because I had the mixer out, I decided to do bread as well. So I've got this bread mix that I get from Tout Trebol, which is a basically total finished product. And what happens is I got to add 600 ml of warm water, lukewarm water, to this thing, and let it rise for half an hour. Put it in pans for another half an hour and stick it in the oven at 250, and then 230. Then reduce it to 180 for 45 minutes.
Do you sometimes add some seeds or anything to it?
I get the Falcon one, which is the seed bread,
Okay.
and then you can add stuff onto that as well. But on the white bread, I don't add
No.
because that's more like toast bread.
Toast. Yeah.
Which one did you bake?
The white one. I only had the white one
Good.
left.
Then we can have it with honey and garlic and thyme.
Have you seen that?
No.
Christina, tell us again exactly what your cousin gave you as a recipe.
For breakfast, you take a piece of white bread, toast it, and put honey on it. And then press a piece of garlic
Wow.
in the honey and sprinkle it with thyme.
Fresh thyme.
Wow.
Fresh thyme.
That
That is
sounds
really good.
exotic, eh?
The way I heard the recipe, but I made it, so I made it slightly different. So what I did on the first one is I got the bread and toasted the bread, and then I put a bit of butter on it and crushed the garlic in the butter. So spread that around, and then put the honey on top, and then the thyme. So it doesn't really matter with or without butter or what you put on the first. But they say crush the garlic, but I actually grated it through a grater. So grated
And
garlic and
it's
butter.
very good thing when you have a cold or when you're about to get a cold.
Achie.
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 Gesundheit.
Have your electricity bills gone up like ours? I'm avoiding using my oven as much as possible to cut down on a bit. Nope, they haven't. I have an electricity bill with the cheapest ever contract with Endesa. And Endesa has been pretty good. They haven't put the electricity up in the last 7 years. We're paying exactly the same. So last month I paid €65.19. And the month before that was €66. And the month before that was €70.
So we shouldn't complain, really.
No, we shouldn't complain. I got 2 emails: stop the war and make bar quality pebble ice at home. I don't want to do that. Delete. So Stop the War Coalition. Subscribe to that newsletter. Stop the War Coalition is stopwar.org.uk. Stopwar.org.uk.
David Butler has a second question.
Yo.
Is multitasking a desirable talent that men are bad at, or just a lack of focus leading to inefficiency and even failure? Very good question.
I think that's a loaded question, just to say that you think that women are inefficient.
Women are great in multitasking.
Exactly. That's what he's saying, though.
Is he?
Well, he's saying multitasking is inefficiency and prone to failure.
Is multitasking actually, would you see it as something good?
Well, put it this way. Multitasking as a word came about in computing vernacular when it was possible to get a computer to do two things at once, right? It wasn't it like cards being stacked up, so you could multitask by doing, two sets of cards, if you like. And that came over to being there are people who can do one job, focus on one job and one job alone. And there are people who can do multiple jobs. And typically it was personified by a housewife then, doing the cooking, the cleaning, looking after the kids, doing that, papering the walls. And then the guy would get up and go, I'm going to mow the lawn. And that was it. It was like 3 hours of mowing the lawn and sharpening the thing and looking and that and talking to the neighbours and having a smoke. So it ended up being that the woman is good at multitasking and the man was good at focusing. But that's not true. It's just a generalization that people have carried on. But there are a lot of people that can do 2 or 3 things at once, and there are a lot of people that maybe can't. There's also people that can't do 2 or 3 things at once, but have to, and make a pig's ear of it. So,
And is it something you would consider to, something you aim for, or is it better to?
I think personally, and this is my view, is that if you have more than one thing to do, and you have to get it done in a certain time, if you're not under pressure, it's better to do one thing and then finish it and then start the next thing. But if you're under time pressure to finish the things and there's not enough time to do everything, instead of leaving one undone, then it is possible to start more than you can chew, and then finish all 3 tasks at lower quality.
Yeah.
So
But now, since, for instance, also attention span is getting shorter and shorter.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? What should we talk about now?
Yeah, I mean, and attention. That's a fact.
George, I didn't shave.
Attention span gets
I didn't shave, George.
shorter and shorter. So some people, as you said, start one thing and then the next thing, and then do those things, all of them. And it seems as if they are multitasking, doing them all at the same time, simultaneously.
Well, they're not doing them simultaneously.
But exactly, don't do them simultaneously.
Well, they're not doing them simultaneously. A multitasking computer can do things simultaneously, but people can't. People can do one thing and then leave that and do another thing and leave that and do another thing, but they can't do... real multitasking is being ambidextrous.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it seems as if it's multitasking, but then you actually split it into doing one thing for a shorter period of time, because that time span is where you can focus is getting shorter and shorter.
It just depends on the way you describe what is actually happening. If you take, like we do, and say live for the moment, right?
Yeah.
At that moment, unless you're actually on the phone and whisking something in a bowl, or cooking eggs, then you're typically not multitasking. You're typically not doing 2 things at once, right?
But actually, yes.
Like what?
Because you're on the phone.
No, it says apart from doing something like that, then that is multitasking.
Exactly.
And that is acceptable because you've got a mouth and you've got a hand, right? And your brain can organize 2 things.
Yeah.
But when people say multitasking in these day and age, they're probably not talking about 2 manual things. They're probably talking about, I'm juggling 16 different tasks and none of them are finished, but I've started them all.
Yeah.
So that's what they call multitasking. Whereas if you start a task and don't start anything else until you finish the task, that's monotask, I assume, right? So in that respect, monotasking is better, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Because multitasking just means you start everything, but everything else is waiting while you're doing the one thing you're doing. And you probably won't finish them all. And if you do finish them all, great. But there's less chance of doing that.
And how much in the moment are you really when you're doing multitasking. Like take for instance that example that you're giving. Having somebody on the phone, how much are we then in that moment really focusing on that conversation we're having while whisking the eggs or holding the baby or whatever
No,
you're
you're
doing?
not. No,
You are not.
no,
Exactly.
You're not as much as if you were just on the phone.
Exactly.
Right. It's like me now. I'm trying to read comments,
And I'm
listen to
distracting you.
and you're distracting me.
Yes.
Yeah? But
I'm challenging you.
I'm doing one thing at once, and that is
Good,
having
good.
fun.
Good.
Right. How do chefs manage at restaurants? They are multitask. Chefs, if they're the chef de cuisine, or they're just shouting, that's like one thing they do, and everybody else does the work. But if you're on your own, you're a bit like me, and you've got to go, oh, the bread!
Oh my God! Exactly. And it happens quickly. Burned. And do we have any more questions? Yeah. Christian Bertrand says, I'm multitasking. I can drink a beer and follow your discussion. Yeah, perfect.
That's
exactly.
good, yeah.
And I hope you enjoy both of them, Christian. Thanks for the comments. Oh, okay, no, I'm way back. How about you, Chris? Do you sometimes get in situations where you multitask?
Yeah, but not very often.
Like what?
So, let me see. Talking to Stephanie on the phone and trying to do something else, for
Okay.
example.
Like on your phone. If she, usually you're on the phone with her, no?
Yeah,
When you have a conversation. So you won't be able to show her anything on the phone.
That was me
right.
again. You weren't live.
No?
No.
Ah,
You were talking, but they were looking at the plants.
at the plants. Well,
There's the bread.
that's also in the moment.
There's the bread.
And that's very lovely bread.
Oh, let's
Look,
get those.
Really good.
Look at that. Oh, it
Oh,
must
wow.
be so gooey inside. Don't throw it at me.
Oh, that's good.
So
Right.
what's the test when
If it sounds hollow
okay.
when you knock underneath, it's hot.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Yeah. So, do we have any more questions? Let's see. Any more questions? I'm way behind. Thanks for the comments on the multitasking in the workplace. No, that's not the comment. We're trained to do one thing at a time. Yes. But the skill to learn is setting priorities and working to multiple deadlines. Yes, absolutely. And yes, I remember multitasking things while working at the hotel. And yeah, and there I noticed it very much. The focus can't be on multiple things at the same time.
Christian
It's-
Bertrand says, I'm multitasking. I can drink a beer and follow the
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. Cheers, ladies and jelly spoons.
Whoa.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is blackcurrant juice and water, but we're having a glass of red wine with the pizza, aren't we? Coppo di vino tinto.
David Butler comes up with the third question.
No.
I love your input, David. Thank you. Do you want to read it out?
What's that?
The third question.
No.
Third question. We are missing the sun of Tenerife. Wondering are people who live in countries with long winter nights more prone to depression?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Would you say?
I am not sure because one of our good friends that we've known since 2012, since we first started
yeah.
coming here, he suffered from depression because it was the same every day, because there were no seasons. And he was a lifeguard, and he said it was getting up in the morning, eating 4 oranges, walking down the hill to the hotel, going and being nice all day, and then walking back up the hill. He would end up stopping halfway in a bar and just getting drunk because it was monotonous. So the monotony of the weather can get to certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And also you can get stir crazy as well, where you fall into a rut with the weather being, because if like us you're out every day, it's on the balcony or on the yard, or a lot of people go down the pub and sit in a pub all day, and a lot of people I know, and that's their life, and that can be really depressing as well. I'm not saying it's we've got it good. It is good to be able to not have to worry about cold and rain, but also it's not a given that this is going to make you better. What I do say though is Christina was depressed in November because of the weather, wasn't it? Because it was grey and damp and foggy and cold, and I think that can. You're probably right. You're probably more prone there, and also lack of vitamin D as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you feel it, obviously, no? More so in your body.
Yeah.
That kind of weather change when it goes from very sunny to kalima-ish, foggy,
That's
damp.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Jack Bell was suffering with SAD and went to the doctor. He said, "Get out to the Canaries." So, I mean, yes, you suppose you're right. Robert Douglas, I'm not surprised with my son who speaks many languages, Swedish being one of them, and speaking to his girlfriend in English who is French.
Wow.
That's multitasking.
How talented.
And we're buffering again, he says. Third question. Oh, we've done that one. Tim, you really need to start a cooking channel. You know, don't you think I've got enough to do? I'm going to...
I prefer
That'll be
multitasking.
multitasking, yeah.
Yes, David Butler says, yes, the 4 seasons are a wonder of nature. Yes, and the change to spring and summer can lift our spirit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, so when there's, I mean, sometimes I miss like the patter of rain on the window, or that's about it really, or thunderstorms. I think thunderstorms where you can like curl up with a mug of cocoa or something like that. You know, that's
Yeah.
Yes.
gotta have
It's
cocoa on ice.
part of
I'll try that.
nature.
I'm gonna try that.
It's part of nature,
Ice
but
cocoa.
Tenerife is also part of nature, and that kind of weather. I think the longer you actually live on the island, the more you notice the seasons. I found in my very first year on the island no weather change at all.
No.
And I arrived in June, I remember, in 2003, and then I found it quite similar in November and December, because you can obviously go to the beach, still bathe, go to the pool, wherever, and sit outside in a shirt. And that is part of summer, so-called summer, but that there is actually a change that in the winter now I'm sitting here with the jacket because it's already too cold, and I'm what they call here friolera. So it's like I'm shivering quickly, easily.
Okay.
So next year will be your 20th year here.
Yes, exactly. Woohoo!
We're gonna have a party.
Woo, celebration. Yeah, 20 years. Oh my God. Wow.
20 years Canarian. No wonder you speak better Spanish than anybody I know.
So, yeah. There are changes the longer you are here.
Okay.
You can feel it.
Well, when people ask me what's the weather like, I always say the weather's the same during the day all year round, apart from the high temperature. So it's always sort of sunny, cloudy, sunny. So it's either cloudy in the morning and sunny in the afternoon, or sunny in the morning and cloudy in the afternoon, or all day sun. But it's very rarely all day cloud, is what I tell them.
Yeah.
Right? And I say, but in the winter, I would say from January to March are the coldest months for the night time. So it starts cooling off at night around about now, mid-November, and then after mid-November it gets gradually cooler in the evenings, I think. But as opposed to sort of like, I mean, I only own shorts and t-shirts. I don't own a suit anymore, or one that fits anyway. Lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
I don't know what this is. What's this?
Oh, what is it?
I don't know. Do you want to see my impression of Jabba the Hutt? Anyway, Marie says it's much better, in our opinion, to be in the sun and the heat. It really helps with aches and pains. Winter has shorter days, and the damp and the cold, especially in Ireland and the UK, can affect your mood, definitely. Alan Fraser says, I think January is the worst month. We all do Christmas and New Year celebrations, and then it's a long haul to March when you can see the daylight starting to come back. Craig says, so you can see me. That was probably finishing at the end of another sentence. I'm going backwards here. Winter blues was overwhelming during the first few years living in England. Coming from a tropical country, I had to find ways to defeat it. Physical exercise suits me. Okay. Tree in the background, lopsided with his rum. Ha ha ha, says it's Craig. It has really helped me coming to Lanzarote, says Jack Bell. Evening Tree, hope you're well. No buffering. And Christian Bertrand saying, for me, November was the horrible time. And then we got the Four Seasons. You've already read that one out. And Tina's saying, I can cope with the cold. Cold in the sky is bright and sunny, right? As long as it's dark greys that are depressing. You know, when we lived in Bavaria, there was some really nice winter days, weren't there?
Yeah.
Sort of crisp and clear.
And lots of snow these days.
Yeah, lots of snow. And then it started becoming just slush, didn't it? And grey and horrible as the winters got warmer. And then the last few winters there was no snow at all, was there? And the Danube used to freeze over, rarely, but I saw it twice when we were there. And it was like minus 40 degrees. And fun fact, minus 40 is where the Fahrenheit and the Celsius scale meet. So minus 40 degrees is Fahrenheit and Celsius.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go. Fun fact for you. Check it out on your calculator. Convert. Here we go. I can't say what her name is because this other one will kill it. I'll do it anyway. Hey Siri, what's minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
Negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit is negative 40 degrees Celsius.
There you go.
There we go.
It's the same. And you guys are watching Balcony Banter. So, ladies and jelly spoons, the hour is as they say. So it's 18:56 now. You got to rush off and make a cup of tea or grab a drink and go and come back and sit and watch Andrew. He's going to do a live from, I can't remember what it is, but he's doing a live at 7 o'clock, which is in about 3 minutes. So I don't want to tread on his toes. And thank you, Andrew, for waiting till 7 o'clock also.
Yes.
On a Wednesday. That's quite nice of you. And I'm just going to swing you around to the girls to say ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Thanks for watching, guys.
What's an electrician's favourite ice cream? Chocolate. Chocolate. And Jack Bell saying, getting the cold affects more and more, even a killer for some folks. Exactly right. What kind of car does an electrician drive? A Volkswagen. Tim, Andrews, a premiere in 5 minutes about the new Greggs, so you can stay on. Oh, it's a premiere in 5 minutes about the new Greggs. Okay. Okay.
What are the new cakes?
I have no idea what a new Greg is. You?
Oh, is that baking shop?
The Greg's Bakery. Are they bringing a Greg's Bakery here? They started opening them after I left, so I've never eaten at Greg's. I've never had a
Really?
Greg's. Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah. Being great to him. But I've got to go anyway. We got to go anyway, so it'll be a nice premiere for Andrew, and you can all drool over Greg's. So let's get us both up, and we can say tra. Ladles and jelly spoons. This is Tim Dowd.
And Christina.
Juliane.
For Living with MS in Tenerife and Balcony Banter. Don't forget, next week we might have a physical
Visitors.
guest. We might have a physical guest. And the week after that, Cleo's back. So we got 2 weeks now where we're going to have guests, I think. Tomorrow morning, I don't have anybody to walk with, but I'm still going. If you're on the island and you want me to go somewhere, come and say hello, I will. If you're not on the island and you want me to walk around the particular area, send me an email.
Hey, Tim.
me@timothydowd.com. What?
I thought you were going to take care of my phone tomorrow morning.
I am, but I've got to go to Los Cristianos anyway, right? So I'll go for a walk around there.
Okay.
Okay, phone tomorrow. Phone and drone tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll take my drone to Los Cristianos and I'll film some stuff for Friday, Freaky Friday. Join us on Freaky Friday. I've done a lot of droney filming in Puerto Colón, and I've done the Riu Hotel, the Buena Vista. I did that one, and I've got another couple of bits. And join me on Instagram as well. There you
I
go.
love the one that you put out. The see ya.
Wouldn't want to be
ya.
you. That's
I
it.
love
That's
that
it, yeah.
one.
Go check that out on Instagram and Facebook. I think I'm going to put it as a short as well. I'm not too sure. Anyway, Andrew's starting right now. So off you go. Bye.
Bye.